Alright, so how I'm gonna do this is I'm gonna basically walk you through and step by step in a series of videos, and I'm gonna feed them to you in intervals to the point where you'll be able to follow along with me. So if you don't know who I am, I have a couple real estate properties. I also have a rental car business that I run actively, making only roughly 5 to 10 grand a month. Um, and I've been stacking and saving. I just bought a duplex, so my property portfolio is about 5 right now. But that's pretty much about a little bit about me. I mean, I built this pretty much from credit. I stacked up over $150,000 worth of personal credit cards, and I have more, probably 50 to 100,000 in business credit cards. A lot of that I used at 0% interest to basically acquire the assets such as real estate and cars from auctions and things like that. But that's just a simplified version of basically what I do. I teach people exactly what I do, which is why you're watching this video now. So, with that being said, that's a little bit about myself, but back to the credit stuff. So, let's get into it. So, basically, you have your Credit Karma and Experian. You should already have those apps downloaded. Hopefully, you do. Just a quick run through through Credit Karma. Hold on. Credit Karma, you're only able to see your TransUnion and your Equifax scores. That is why we have the Experian app to see our third bureau, which is Experian. Okay, so let's go back to Credit Karma. So my TransUnion's a 738, Equifax is a 745 at the time of this video. Now, in order to see your actual factors, okay, we talk about the 5 factors of your credit, which are these. It's coming up now. Okay, so you have your credit utilization. So this is how much overall credit you have. Okay, so as of right now, I have 192,000. Okay, and I'm utilizing 10,000, like roughly 11,000 of this limit. Okay, so what I want to get you guys to the point is where you have access to this type of money, to where you can purchase real estate or you can purchase cars at the drop of a dime, especially if they're at good discounted prices, and you can flip them or you can rent them out for more. Okay, so that's utilization. Basically, this makes up a big chunk of your credit score. About 30% of your credit score is made up of your utilization. You always want to keep this under 30%. Okay, I'm trying not to make this a lengthy video. We're at like 3 minutes right now, so let's keep going. So anyways, we want to keep this under 30%. So if I had 100,000 for the sake of numbers, I would want to keep it under 30,000. Okay. Now, if it's a single credit card and it's only $1,000 limit, you want to keep it under $300. Okay, that's kind of utilization. I can go deeper into it, but I don't want to waste too much time. Payment history, you need this at 100%. Okay, if you have late payments, we need to do credit repair. We need to get it wiped and get you back to 100% payment history. This is a very important factor. Now, as we continue to build, this will average itself out if we don't necessarily remove it right away. Okay, so we will fix this over time, but this needs to be at 100%. This is the highest category. 35% of your credit score is your payment history. Okay, this is very important. Make sure that's at 100%. Derogatory marks needs to be at 0. If you have derogatories, we'll get them wiped. I'll show you how to do that in the next video. So we're at our credit age. Credit age is 15% of your categories. By the way, derogatory marks, this is just, if you have one of these, it's going to totally tank your score. It's not really a factor of your credit, but this will totally tank your score. Age is a big factor. They want you to have about 2 years age. This is why we do authorized users. The authorized user increases your age. That's why it boosts your score. So if you're seeing a score boost, it's probably because we increased the age. We also added an account on there which has 100% positive payment history, so that's also going to boost this category. And as far as the utilization goes, we're going to increase your utilization. So if you're already maxed out, let's say you're already maxed out at $1,000 limit, we add a $5,000 limit to your credit profile. That's going to boost your utilization. So it's going to look like you're only using like 20% of your overall credit limit. So it's going to help you out there. And then as far as accounts, you want to have a mixture. We usually recommend 3 or more. That's why we give you the 3 credit cards that I'll talk about in the next video. And then also your hard inquiries. I have 8. This is bad. You need to have like 3 or less, okay? But over time, they'll fall off. These fall off in 2 years minimum. But we could wipe them if you're in need of funding like immediately. Basically, all we do is call the credit bureaus and we let them know these accounts were not authorized by us. And then we go through and we remove each inquiry. I'll do a separate video on that and I'll show you how to do it step by step. So anyway, that is the 5 factors. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And this one doesn't really count, but if you have this is going to tank your score. So anyways, that's the 5 factors. So that's your TransUnion, and Equifax is the same exact thing. Credit Karma allows you to see your score for free. A lot of people ask a bunch of questions about Credit Karma. That's not really what you need to ask. You just need to ask about the information that's on your credit profile. The score doesn't even matter. It's really about this information here. So once we do our consultation call, we'll talk about this in our call. And that's pretty much Credit Karma. Now, really quickly, I don't want to make this video too long. We're almost at 10 minutes. Let me log in real quick. Boom, quick walkthrough of Experian. So this is the Experian app. I already logged in. So you'll see your dashboard. This is the dashboard. This is my score, 748. So anyways, in order to see how to update your personal information, because that's what we need to do on this Experian app once we get it. Okay, so we're going to update the personal information. So this is how we do it. So we're going to click on the credit score, and then we're going to go to our personal information. You see it here? Boom, personal information. So you're going to click that, and then once you pull up your personal information, you're going to scroll down to the bottom where it says file a dispute. You're going to click that, okay? When it says file a dispute, it's going to load. It'll pull up your information, and you're going to click start new dispute. Okay, so you're going to click that, and then you're going to see these tabs right here. Okay, you're going to see accounts, public records, personal information, hard inquiries. You're going to go to your personal information. Okay, so when you click your personal information, you'll be able to scroll up. You'll be able to see your personal information. Now, when you go to your personal information, you're going to see your addresses. You're going to see phone numbers. You're going to see employers. You're going to see all the different names. What I'm going to need you to do on your first day is you're going to go through all this information and you're going to click the things that apply, even phone numbers. What you're going to do is you're going to click them and you're going to click select and you're going to click inaccurate and you're going to click next. That'll add to your dispute, okay? You'll keep doing that for each and every one. For the addresses, okay? You're going to go to the address. You're going to select it. It'll ask you, what would you like to dispute? You're going to say, never lived there, okay, for each one. All right? For each one, you'll put never lived there. For the addresses, as long as it's not your current address, it should not be on your credit profile. Same thing with the names, okay? Same thing with the names. Select the names that do not apply. Get rid of them. All right? We're going to clean up all the personal information on day 1 on the Experian app. All right? Now, you can go back to the dashboard. You'll see your score again. Now, after you cleaned up your personal information, that's the first step. The second step, I will show you how to do that in the next video.